It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to discuss that man right there on the screen. He's fighting tonight. So guys, tonight's live fight reaction will be for Callum Walsh versus Duran Yulushinov. And in this video, I'm going to finally talk about Callum Walsh because Callum Walsh is a name I've been hearing in the boxing community for a little bit, but I haven't really given him my undivided attention. Tonight I will for the first time. I've spent the last hour or so, really familiarizing myself with his career and just his background. I got to say, there's a lot to like with Callum Walsh. He seems to be very down to earth, no nonsense. And, he's from Ireland. He loves to have a fight. He seems to be one of those fighters that, loves to sit there and trade. So he's going to be someone that I genuinely feel is going to be, at worst, a good TV fighter, which in boxing, it's never bad to be that. There's a stigma behind being a good TV fighter, but it's never a bad thing to be fan-friendly and crowd-pleasing and someone that people want to see fight. And the unique thing about Callum Walsh, right, is he signed to Tom Loeffler and the fine folks at 360 Promotions, and they do a great job building fighters. And Callum Walsh, because of his association with Tom Loeffler, when he signed with Tom Loeffler was in the process of doing a deal to stream his company's fights on UFC Fight Pass, which is where the fights are going to be tonight on UFC Fight Pass. And obviously with him working with UFC Fight Pass, that means he works with Dana White. So Callum Walsh has actually been associated very much with Dana White. He's been pictured sitting next to Dana White at UFC fight cards, and he's been getting promotion that way. So he's built up a little fan base within the MMA community, as well as the boxing community, the hardcore boxing community. And they're doing cool things for him. Like he was at WWE. So this kid, even though he has 9 fights, he's probably one of the most well-promoted 9-fight fighters in the world. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's fought a couple times at the Garden. He's fighting at the Garden tonight. I'm not sure if it'll be at the arena or if it'll be at the actual theater, but he'll be at the Garden tonight. So he's doing a good job. And so far, he's 9 fights deep into his career. And when you check under the hood of just what and who has Callum Walsh been fighting, a couple names that I recognize. He fought Benjamin Whitaker, who has been used as an opponent for a lot of fighters. Beat him. He knocked out the old faded Carson Jones last June. And then last August, he knocked out Juan Jose Velasco, a guy that's fought a lot of guys in the 140 division, guys like Regis Prograis and things like that. He fought him at 54. So Walsh is a 154-pound prospect. A lot of these guys that he's been beating up and knocking out are guys that did turn pro in smaller weight classes. But nonetheless, he's been doing his thing. He captured the WBC silver title a couple fights ago, and now tonight he's fighting for the WBC Continental America's title against Duran Yulushinov. And Duran Yulushinov is the brother of Daniel Yulushinov. And Duran Yulushinov, I don't think he's quite as talented as Daniel. He's 11-3-1. Got knocked out by Junior Yunin, and he's not who his brother is. But nonetheless, Callum Walsh is a fighter who's, I think, is starting to really shoot up the rankings. I mean, when we look at just where he's at in the sport, he hasn't even completed his 10th pro fight yet, and he's already ranked top 15 in the WBC. He's number 14, and he's number 13 in the IBF ranking. So this is a guy that is going to be a big factor at 154. And 154 is already a division that's heating up with Majma becoming champion, the additions of Virgil Ortiz. You would anticipate Earl Spence being up there soon, and potentially even Crawford. There's a lot of good fights out there for Callum Walsh, but as far as his overall style, just from what I could see, Callum Walsh is he likes to. Probably the best thing I can say about Callum Walsh from the 2 fights I watched, because I watched his fight against Carson Jones, I watched his fight against Juan Jose Velasco, and I watched a bit of his fight against Villarreal. And the best thing I can see about Callum Walsh is the fact that he doesn't like to throw repetitive combinations. he does a good job of changing the rhythm and the speed of his combinations, which I think is a great professional trait to have for any fighter. So he's got that going for him. He's strong. Biggest thing I see for Callum Walsh is when he backs opponents up and he exchanges, he tends to have that chin a bit out, right? And generally speaking, he hasn't fought anybody that I think could exploit that. But he needs to, I think, do a better job as he continues to progress of keeping that chin down, because if he doesn't, he's going to get hit and clipped and hurt very badly. And eventually he'll wind up getting stopped. But those are just some of the little things I see, both good and bad from Callum Walsh. He's been down there at Wildcard Gym with Freddie Roach. You know, he sparred guys like Blair Cobb, Stanionis, Virgil Ortiz, and the list goes on and on and on, getting that world-class work over there. So he sparred Sergey Bohachuk as well. So this is a guy that came from Ireland. You know, he tried to come into America during the pandemic. He had to basically try to sneak through Mexico, and that didn't work a couple times. But eventually he got to the States, and he hooked up with Freddie Roach, and everyone talks highly of him from what I've watched, and I spent the last 2 hours watching him. I like him. He seems like a no-nonsense fighter, my kind of fighter. So looking forward to seeing what he does. There's two fights. I'll say this. If he gets past Duran Yulustinov tonight, there's two fights I see for Callum Walsh that make a lot of sense in the rankings. 3 fights, actually. So he's ranked number 14th in the WBC. I would like to see him fight number 10, Josh Kelly. I think the Ireland versus UK, that's a potential good fight. Kelly's obviously boxed at a high level before and has a name, so that could be a good fight for him. And then a fight that I think would do incredible business, whether it be now or later, would be Callum Walsh versus Xander Zayas, particularly in New York, because in New York you got a big Puerto Rican and Irish population. I think that could be a great fight potentially down the line for a title if they don't fight as contenders. And then the other fight I'd like to see for Callum Walsh, if at all possible, is him versus Jesus Ramos. 2 explosive, no-nonsense, power-punching southpaws. I think those are 3 fights for Callum Walsh in the rankings that I like. Zayas, Kelly, and Jesus Ramos. All those fights make sense. But yeah, just a good fighter, still in development, still a prospect, but very quickly becoming a contender in the 154 division. So tonight we will get our first extended look at Callum Walsh. Good, strong fighter, creative, offensive fighter, likes to change his combinations up, but still has some things defensively I think he needs to clean up. Otherwise, he'll get exploited. So we'll see tonight. We'll see tonight how it looks against Duran Yulustinov, the Kazakh. But yeah, this is my initial thoughts on Callum Walsh. I will be live tonight to cover the Callum Walsh fight. So please, guys, join us for the live fight reaction extravaganza. I will leave the live link in the pinned comments down below. So make sure you set your reminders, join along, and we'll talk some boxing, and we'll see what this kid Callum Walsh, all the fuss is about, because Dana White's saying he's going to make him a champion, and he's doing all these promotional things with him. No, they're putting a lot of money into this kid, and they're fast-tracking him, so we'll see how it goes. But let me know what you guys think about Callum Walsh. Who do you guys want to see him fight? What do you think about him so far, if you've seen him fight? And yeah, put me on game, because I'm still learning about Callum Walsh. So put me on game if there's anything I missed about the young Irishman. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterbury, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.